The Chosen One's Handbook, Bending Reality with Your Mind, written and published by Jan the Mentalist. Chapter 1. The Power of Thought. The saying, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he," covers every aspect of a person's existence. It suggests that our thoughts shape who we are and influence every circumstance we encounter. Essentially, a person's character is the sum total of their thoughts. Just like a plant originates from a seed, every action of a person stems from the seeds of thought hidden within them. Whether an action seems spontaneous or deliberate, it is rooted in the thoughts that precede it. Actions are like the blossoms of our thoughts, and the experiences of joy or suffering are the fruits they bear. Thus, a person reaps the consequences of their own mental cultivation, whether sweet or bitter. Human development follows laws, not random chance. The principle of cause and effect governs the realm of thought just as rigorously as it does the physical world. Before we dive into the audiobook, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Jan the Mentalist. This channel is brand new, and I've decided to share my entire book collection as audiobooks for free. So if you're interested in listening to more audiobooks like this one, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Now, let's get started with the book. A noble character isn't a stroke of luck. It's the outcome of sustained effort in cultivating righteous thoughts. Conversely, a base character results from nurturing lowly thoughts over time. Ultimately, each person shapes their own destiny. In the arsenal of thought, one forges the weapons of self-destruction or the tools for building a life filled with happiness and strength. By choosing and applying thoughts wisely, one can elevate themselves towards divine perfection. Conversely, misusing or neglecting the power of thought can reduce a person to a level lower than that of beasts. Between these extremes lies the entire spectrum of human character, and each individual is both its architect and master. Among the many profound truths about the soul revealed in our time, none is more encouraging or promising than the understanding that individuals have control over their thoughts, character, and circumstances. Endowed with power, intelligence, and love, humans hold the key to every situation. Within themselves lies the ability to transform and regenerate, shaping their destinies according to their will. Even in their weakest moments, humans retain mastery over their thoughts. However, in times of weakness and degradation, they may mismanage this authority. Yet, by reflecting on their condition and seeking to understand the laws governing their existence, individuals can become wise masters, directing their energies with purpose and shaping their thoughts toward fruitful outcomes. This self-awareness is the path to true mastery, attained through diligent self-analysis and experience. Just as gold and diamonds are unearthed through diligent searching, every truth about our existence can be discovered by delving deep into the depths of our souls. Through attentive observation, control, and alteration of our thoughts, we can discern their effects on ourselves, others, and our circumstances. By linking cause and effect through patient practice and investigation, and by learning from every experience, no matter how trivial, we gain profound self-knowledge, which is the essence of understanding, wisdom, and power. In this pursuit, the law remains absolute. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be opened. Only through perseverance, practice, and unyielding determination can one enter the temple of knowledge and unlock the secrets of existence. Chapter 2. Your thoughts are shaping your reality. Imagine the mind as a garden. Left to its own devices, it can become overrun with weeds, or it can be meticulously tended, producing a rich harvest of flowers and fruits. Whether we actively cultivate it or let it grow wild, the mind will yield results. If we neglect to plant beneficial seeds, the garden will inevitably be filled with useless weeds that perpetuate themselves. Similar to a gardener caring for his plot, we can nurture our minds by uprooting negative and impure thoughts while fostering positive and virtuous ones. Through this process, we come to realize that we are the architects of our souls, shaping the direction of our lives. We gradually uncover the laws of thought within ourselves, understanding more deeply how our thoughts influence our character, circumstances, and destiny. Thought and character are inseparable, and our external conditions invariably reflect our inner state. This doesn't mean that our circumstances define our entire character, but rather that they are closely linked to essential aspects of our thoughts, contributing to our growth and development. Every individual finds themselves where they are due to the cumulative effect of their thoughts and actions. There's no randomness in the arrangement of our lives. Everything is governed by a precise law. This holds true for those who feel disconnected from their surroundings, as well as those who are content with them. As evolving beings, we inhabit our current circumstances to learn and grow. As we glean the spiritual lessons from each situation, new circumstances unfold, guiding us further along our journey. When we perceive ourselves as victims of external conditions, we remain at the mercy of circumstances. However, when we recognize our creative power, we gain mastery over our lives, shaping our reality according to our thoughts and intentions. Those who practice self-control and purification notice that changes in their circumstances mirror shifts in their mental state. As they work diligently to improve themselves, they swiftly progress through various life experiences. Our soul attracts what it harbors, both what it loves and what it fears, manifesting its deepest desires and aspirations. Every thought we allow to take root in our minds eventually bears fruit, shaping our experiences and opportunities. The external world aligns itself with our internal landscape, presenting us with circumstances that contribute to our overall growth and well-being. Through both suffering and joy, we reap the consequences of our thoughts and actions. By following our innermost desires and aspirations, we eventually see them materialize in our external reality, whether they stem from impure fantasies or noble pursuits. The laws of growth and adaptation govern all aspects of life. No one ends up in dire circumstances solely due to fate or external forces. It's the result of persistent negative thoughts and base desires. Likewise, a person doesn't suddenly fall into wrongdoing. It's the culmination of long-nurtured criminal thoughts finally finding an opportunity to manifest. Circumstances don't define who we are. They merely reveal our true selves to us. Whether we sink into vice and its consequent suffering, or rise into virtue and its pure happiness, depends on our inclinations and aspirations. As masters of our own thoughts, we shape our destinies and environments. From the moment of birth, our souls attract conditions that reflect our purity or impurity, strength or weakness throughout life's journey. People don't attract what they desire, they attract what they embody. Despite their wishes and ambitions, their innermost thoughts and desires manifest, whether foul or clean. The power to shape our destiny lies within us. It's our essence. We are bound only by our own thoughts and actions, which can either imprison us or set us free. A person receives not what they wish for, but what they rightfully earn. Their desires and prayers are answered only when they align with their thoughts and actions. Thus, fighting against circumstances means futilely rebelling against external effects while nurturing their internal causes. These causes may manifest as conscious vices or unconscious weaknesses, hindering progress and demanding remedy. Many strive to improve their circumstances, yet resist self-improvement, remaining trapped. Only those willing to undergo self-sacrifice can achieve their goals. This holds true whether pursuing earthly or spiritual aims. Even those solely focused on acquiring wealth must make significant personal sacrifices. How much more so for those seeking a balanced and fulfilling life? Consider a man who lives in abject poverty. Despite his fervent desire for better surroundings and comforts, he avoids work and justifies deceiving his employer because he feels his wages are inadequate. This individual lacks the fundamental principles necessary for true prosperity. Instead of striving to improve his situation, he indulges in lazy, deceitful, and unproductive thoughts, only attracting deeper misery into his life. Now, imagine a wealthy individual plagued by a persistent illness due to overindulgence in food. Despite being willing to spend large sums of money to alleviate his condition, he refuses to curb his gluttonous habits. He insists on indulging in rich and unhealthy foods while expecting to maintain his health. Such a person is ill-equipped to achieve true health because he fails to grasp the basic principles of a balanced lifestyle. Consider also an employer who resorts to unethical practices to evade paying fair wages. In pursuit of greater profits, he cuts the wages of his employees, only to find himself bankrupt both financially and morally. Blaming external circumstances, he fails to realize that he alone is responsible for his predicament. These examples illustrate the truth that individuals, often unconsciously, create their own circumstances. Despite aiming for positive outcomes, they sabotage themselves by harboring thoughts and desires that contradict their goals. While these cases could be multiplied, it suffices to demonstrate that until one recognizes the role of thought in shaping their life, external circumstances alone cannot serve as a basis for understanding. Circumstances are complex, deeply rooted in thought, and vary greatly among individuals. Judging someone's entire character solely based on external appearances is superficial. A person may exhibit honesty in certain aspects of their life, yet suffer hardships, while another may engage in dishonesty yet amass wealth. Assuming that honesty leads to failure and dishonesty to success is a fallacy. A deeper understanding reveals that each individual possesses both virtues and vices. The honest person experiences the consequences of their integrity as well as the suffering caused by their flaws. Similarly, the dishonest individual faces both the rewards of their deceit and the inevitable consequences of their actions. Many take comfort in the notion that suffering arises from virtue. But true understanding only dawns upon those who have purged their minds of negativity and cleansed their souls of sin. Only then can they discern that their suffering stems from their virtues, not their vices. Along the journey to this enlightenment, they encounter the great law, which operates with absolute justice, rewarding good with good and vice versa. Armed with this wisdom, they realize that their past experiences, both pleasant and painful, were the fair consequences of their evolving selves. Just as corn yields corn and nettles breed nettles, good thoughts and actions inevitably yield good results, while bad ones lead to suffering. This law is readily accepted in the natural world, but often overlooked in the realm of thoughts and morals, where it operates just as consistently. Suffering, therefore, serves as a sign that one is out of sync with their true self and the universal law governing existence. Its purpose is to refine, purify, and eliminate impurities, ceasing only when the individual attains purity. The circumstances one faces in suffering reflect mental disharmony, while those experienced in happiness arise from mental alignment. Happiness, not material wealth, is the true measure of right thinking, just as wretchedness, not poverty, signifies wrong thinking. A person may possess riches yet be cursed, or be blessed despite lacking material wealth. The key lies in the wise and righteous use of resources. Riches become a blessing when used wisely, while poverty becomes a curse when viewed as unjust. Indigence and indulgence represent the extremes of wretchedness, both stemming from mental disorder. True prosperity entails happiness, health, and abundance, achieved through inner harmony with external circumstances. One truly becomes human when they cease complaining and begin seeking the hidden justice guiding their life. By aligning their mind with this regulating principle, they stop blaming others for their situation and cultivate noble thoughts. Instead of resisting circumstances, they utilize them to hasten their progress and unearth their latent potential. Law, justice, and righteousness are the governing forces of the universe. By aligning oneself with these principles, one discovers that the universe is inherently just. As they adjust their thoughts and attitudes, they witness corresponding changes in their external conditions. The truth of this principle is evident to all and can be verified through introspection and self-analysis. By radically altering their thoughts, individuals witness the profound transformation it brings about in their material circumstances. People often believe they can keep their thoughts hidden, but this isn't the case. Thoughts swiftly solidify into habits, which then shape our circumstances. For instance, base thoughts lead to habits of excess and indulgence, resulting in destructive outcomes like addiction and illness. Impure thoughts breed confusing and draining habits, leading to adverse situations. Similarly, thoughts of fear and doubt cultivate weak and indecisive behavior, resulting in failure, poverty, and dependence. Lazy thoughts foster dishonesty and uncleanliness, leading to foul and impoverished circumstances. Hateful thoughts lead to accusatory behavior, resulting in conflict and persecution. Selfish thoughts lead to self-centered actions, resulting in distressing circumstances. Conversely, positive thoughts lead to graceful and compassionate habits, resulting in pleasant and harmonious circumstances. Pure thoughts cultivate self-control and moderation, leading to peace and tranquility. Thoughts of courage and self-reliance foster success, abundance, and freedom. Energetic thoughts lead to industriousness and cleanliness, resulting in pleasant experiences. Forgiving thoughts lead to gentle behavior, fostering protective and nurturing circumstances. Loving and selfless thoughts lead to prosperity and true riches. Continuing along a particular train of thought, whether positive or negative, inevitably shapes one's character and circumstances. While we cannot directly control our circumstances, we can choose our thoughts, thereby indirectly shaping our situations. Nature supports our predominant thoughts, presenting opportunities that align with our mental state, whether good or bad. When one relinquishes sinful and negative thoughts, the world responds with kindness and support. Rejecting weak and unhealthy thoughts opens doors to opportunities that reinforce strength and determination. Embracing positive thoughts shields one from misery and disgrace. Indeed, the world mirrors the constantly shifting patterns of our thoughts, presenting us with opportunities and challenges accordingly. Chapter 3. Relationship between our thoughts and our health. The mind wields immense power over the body. It directs the body's actions, whether consciously chosen or instinctively expressed. When filled with negative thoughts, the body succumbs to disease and decline. But when flooded with joyful and uplifting thoughts, it radiates youthfulness and beauty. Illness and wellness, much like life circumstances, are deeply rooted in our thoughts. Negative thoughts manifest physically, leading to ailing bodies. Fearful thoughts have been known to swiftly deteriorate health, claiming lives as effectively as a bullet. Those consumed by fear often fall prey to the very diseases they dread. Anxiety weakens the body and invites illness, while impure thoughts, even if not acted upon physically, wreak havoc on the nervous system. In contrast, strong, pure, and positive thoughts invigorate the body. The body is a responsive instrument, molded by the thoughts that inhabit the mind. Habits of thought, whether constructive or destructive, leave their mark on the body. As long as people entertain impure thoughts, their blood will remain tainted. A clean heart begets a clean life and a healthy body, while a polluted mind breeds corruption and decay. Thought is the source of action and manifestation. Purity of thought leads to purity in all aspects of life. Changing one's diet is futile without addressing the root cause, the mind. When thoughts are purified, desires for impure food vanish. To perfect the body, safeguard the mind, to rejuvenate the body, cultivate a beautiful mind. Negative thoughts, malice, envy, disappointment, deplete the body's health and vitality. A sour countenance reflects sour thoughts, just as wrinkles are etched by folly, passion, and pride. Consider the contrast between a 96-year-old woman with the innocent face of a girl and a middle-aged man whose features are contorted with discontent. The former radiates sweetness and serenity, while the latter bears the scars of passion and dissatisfaction. Just as a sweet and wholesome home requires fresh air and sunlight, a healthy body and radiant countenance result from nourishing the mind with thoughts of joy, goodwill, and serenity. The faces of the aged reveal the stories of their lives, some etched with wrinkles of sympathy, others with lines of wisdom and purity, and still others marred by the ravages of passion. Chapter 4: Relationship between our thoughts and our purpose. Without purpose, thought lacks direction, and intelligent achievement remains elusive. Many allow their thoughts to drift aimlessly, like a ship adrift at sea. Aimlessness is a vice that leads to petty worries, fears, and self-pity, pathways that ultimately lead to failure and unhappiness in a universe that demands strength. A person must cultivate a clear purpose in their heart and pursue it diligently. This purpose should become the focal point of their thoughts, whether it be a spiritual ideal or a worldly ambition. They must concentrate their mental energy on this purpose, making it their highest priority and guarding against distractions and fleeting desires. This dedication leads to self-control and focused thought, laying the foundation for success even in the face of repeated setbacks. For those unready to grasp a grand purpose, focusing on performing their duties flawlessly, no matter how small, is crucial. By concentrating on their tasks, they gather their thoughts, cultivate determination, and build the energy needed for achievement. Even the weakest individual, acknowledging their weaknesses and understanding that strength is developed through effort and practice, can become strong. Like a physically weak person who trains to become strong, a person with weak thoughts can strengthen them through right thinking and persistent effort. Discarding aimlessness and weakness in favor of purposeful thinking places one among the strong-willed individuals who view failure as a stepping stone to success. They harness all circumstances to their advantage, think boldly, act fearlessly, and achieve masterfully. Once a person conceives their purpose, they must chart a direct path to its realization, ignoring doubts and fears that threaten to derail their efforts. Doubt and fear only serve to disrupt progress, rendering efforts ineffective. purpose, energy, and strength fade when doubt and fear take hold, leading to failure. On the contrary, the will to act stems from the belief in one's capability. Doubt and fear hinder knowledge and self-belief, hindering progress at every turn. Conquering doubt and fear is tantamount to conquering failure. When thoughts are aligned fearlessly with purpose, they become a creative force, propelling individuals to heights beyond mere wavering thoughts and fleeting emotions. This conscious wielding of mental powers empowers individuals to become creators of their destinies, turning aspirations into reality with unwavering determination. Everything a person accomplishes or fails to achieve is a direct outcome of their own thoughts. In a universe where imbalance leads to destruction, individual responsibility is absolute. A person's strengths, weaknesses, purity, and impurity are self-derived, not imposed by others, and can only be changed by the individual themselves. Their circumstances are also their own creation, as are their suffering and happiness. Their thoughts shape their reality. Their continued thinking solidifies their existence. A strong person cannot assist a weaker one unless the weaker person is willing to be helped, and even then, they must strengthen themselves through their own efforts. No one but themselves can change their situation. Traditionally, people have believed that many are enslaved because of one oppressor, leading to hatred towards the oppressor. However, some now recognize that one person becomes an oppressor because many allow themselves to be enslaved, leading to disdain towards the enslaved. In truth, both oppressor and oppressed contribute to their own suffering through ignorance. Understanding this, true compassion does not condemn either, but embraces both. Those who overcome weakness and shed selfish thoughts belong to neither oppressor nor oppressed. They are free. One can only rise, conquer, and achieve by elevating their thoughts. Conversely, one can only remain weak, downtrodden, and miserable by refusing to uplift their thoughts. Before a person can achieve anything, even in the material world, they must elevate their thoughts above base animal desires. They don't need to completely eliminate all traces of selfishness and animality, but they must be willing to sacrifice some of it. A person consumed by animalistic urges cannot think clearly or plan effectively. They fail to tap into their potential and struggle in any endeavor. Without mastering their thoughts, they cannot handle responsibilities or act independently. However, a person's limitations are only defined by the thoughts they entertain. Progress and success require sacrifice. A person's worldly achievements correlate with their willingness to abandon primitive thoughts and focus on developing plans and fortifying their determination and self-reliance. As they elevate their thoughts, becoming more virtuous, upright, and righteous, their success grows, and their achievements become more meaningful and lasting. The universe doesn't favor the greedy, dishonest, or malicious, despite appearances. It aids the honest, magnanimous, and virtuous. Throughout history, great teachers have affirmed this truth in various ways. To experience and understand it, one must persist in cultivating virtue through elevated thoughts. Intellectual accomplishments result from dedicating thought to the pursuit of knowledge, beauty, and truth. While such achievements may sometimes stem from vanity and ambition, they primarily arise from diligent effort and pure, unselfish thoughts. Spiritual achievements arise from noble aspirations. Those who dwell on purity and selflessness inevitably grow wise and noble, exerting influence and enjoying blessedness. Achievement, regardless of its nature, is the product of effort and thought. Through self-control, resolution, purity, righteousness, and focused thought, a person ascends. Conversely, indulgence in animality, laziness, impurity, corruption, and confusion leads to dissent. Success attained through right thought must be safeguarded with vigilance. Many falter when they believe success is guaranteed, sliding back into failure. Achievements in business, intellect, or spirituality all stem from directed thought, following the same principles and methods. The only difference lies in the desired outcome. Those who aspire to accomplish little must be prepared to sacrifice little. Those aiming for significant achievements must be ready to make significant sacrifices. Those seeking lofty attainments must be willing to sacrifice greatly. Chapter 5. Thoughts and Visions. Dreamers, those who harbor lofty ideals and visions, are the true saviors of our world. Just as the invisible sustains the visible, humanity draws nourishment from the beautiful dreams of its solitary visionaries. The collective consciousness cannot forget its dreamers. Their ideals persist and live on, eventually manifesting in the realities of tomorrow. Think of composers, sculptors, painters, poets, prophets, and sages as the architects of heaven, the creators of the afterworld. Their existence enriches our world. Without them, humanity would languish in its toil. Every beautiful vision, every noble ideal cherished in the heart, holds the promise of realization. Columbus envisioned a new world and discovered it. Copernicus expanded our understanding of the universe. Buddha glimpsed a realm of spiritual beauty and peace and attained it. Nurture your visions and ideals. Cherish the melodies that stir your soul, the beauty that forms in your mind, the purity that envelops your thoughts. From these seeds, delightful conditions and heavenly environments will flourish. If you remain faithful to your dreams, your world will gradually take shape. To desire is to receive. To aspire is to achieve. Should humanity's basest desires be fulfilled while its noblest aspirations starve? Such injustice cannot prevail. The law of the universe dictates otherwise. Ask and receive. Dream grand dreams, for as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision foreshadows your future self. Your ideal prophesies what you will ultimately unveil. Every great achievement once dwelled in the realm of dreams. Like the oak within the acorn and the bird within the egg, realities emerge from dreams. Even if your circumstances seem unfavorable, they will change when you embrace an ideal and strive toward it. You cannot remain stagnant externally while evolving internally. Consider a youth, burdened by poverty and menial labor, trapped in an unhealthy environment, devoid of education and refinement. Yet, within him, he envisions intelligence, refinement, grace, and beauty. He constructs an ideal life in his mind, yearning for freedom and opportunity. Driven by restlessness, he dedicates his spare time and meager resources to developing his potential. Before long, his mind outgrows his surroundings, shedding the old like an outgrown garment. With newfound opportunities, aligning with his expanding capabilities, he leaves his former life behind. Years later, he emerges as a formidable figure, wielding his mastery over the mind with global influence. He holds immense responsibilities, transforming lives with his words, becoming a radiant beacon around which countless destinies orbit. He has achieved the dreams he held in his youth. He has embodied his ideal. And you, young reader, will also bring to life the vision of your heart, whether it's noble or base or a blend of both. You'll naturally drift towards what you truly love in secret. The outcomes of your thoughts will be placed directly in your hands. You'll reap what you sow, neither more nor less. Regardless of your current circumstances, you'll fall, stay put, or rise based on your thoughts, your vision, your ideal. You'll become as small as your controlling desires, or as great as your dominant aspirations. The thoughtless, the ignorant, and the lazy, only seeing the superficial outcomes of events and not the events themselves, talk about luck, fortune, and chance. They see someone getting rich and say how lucky they are. Witnessing another becoming intellectual, they exclaim how blessed they are. And observing the saintly character and broad influence of someone else, they say how chance favors them at every step. They don't see the trials, failures, and struggles these individuals willingly faced to gain their experience. They're unaware of the sacrifices made, the relentless efforts exerted, and the faith exercised to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles and bring their heart's vision to life. They don't know about the darkness and heartaches. They only see the light and joy and call it luck. They don't witness the long and difficult journey. They only see the pleasant destination and call it good fortune. They fail to comprehend the process. They only see the outcome and call it chance. In every human endeavor, there are efforts and there are results, and the strength of the effort determines the outcome. There is no such thing as chance. Gifts, abilities, material possessions, intellectual prowess, and spiritual riches are the fruits of labor. They are thoughts realized, objectives achieved, and visions manifested. The vision you hold in high regard in your mind, the ideal you hold dear in your heart. This is what will shape your life. This is what you'll become. Tranquility of mind is a precious gem of wisdom. It's not something that comes overnight, but is the fruit of persistent self-discipline. It signifies deep experience and an exceptional understanding of the workings of thought. As a person comprehends themselves as a product of their thoughts, they begin to understand others in the same light. This understanding leads to a realization of the interconnectedness of things through cause and effect. Consequently, they abandon agitation, worry, and grief, embracing instead a poised, steadfast serenity. A calm individual, having mastered self-control, can easily adapt to others. They exude a spiritual strength that commands respect, and people naturally look up to them for guidance. The more composed one becomes, the greater their success, influence, and ability to do good. Even in the realm of business, a trader with equanimity sees their prosperity soar, as people prefer dealing with someone whose demeanor remains stable. The serene, composed individual is universally cherished and admired. They are like a comforting oasis in a parched desert or a protective haven amidst a storm. Who wouldn't cherish a peaceful heart and a balanced life? Come rain or shine, those blessed with serenity remain unruffled and content. This state of inner peace, known as serenity, is the pinnacle of personal development, the culmination of the soul's journey. It's more valuable than riches, more precious than gold, dwelling in the eternal calm of truth, untouched by life's tempests. Yet, many individuals sour their lives with explosive tempers, ruining all that is beautiful and sweet. They forfeit their inner balance, breeding discord. Indeed, it seems that a lack of self-control ruins the lives and happiness of the majority. How rare it is to encounter someone well-rounded, possessing that exquisite equilibrium that defines a refined character. Humanity is often swept away by unbridled passion, engulfed in unrestrained grief, and tormented by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise, those who govern and purify their thoughts, can tame the storms of the soul. To all those souls tossed by life's tempests, wherever you may find yourself, under whatever circumstances, know this: amidst life's ocean, islands of blessedness beckon, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits. Keep a firm hand on the rudder of thought. Within the vessel of your soul lies the commanding master. Though he may seem asleep, awaken him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Speak to your heart, saying, "Peace, be still."